Hi, this is Mike Armstrong, your Washington State Representative from the 12th Legislative District. We're in Olympia. We've been working on the House floor a lot. We're wrapping up some committee hearings, and then we get through the first policy and fiscal cutoffs, and then we start the process all over looking at Senate bills as we go through the legislative session this year. I want to tell you about a couple bills of mine that have been voted off of the floor and are on their way to the Senate. One of them is Chief for a Day in the State Patrol, allows the State Patrol to establish a Chief for the Day program for chronically ill children. It's kind of a little bill that the State Patrol asked me to help them get through. It's just flying through the process, and I think it'll be kind of one of those fun little bills. Another bill that really has some significance to a number of intermediate drivers, those are 16 and 17-year-olds, passed off the floor. I sponsored the bill. It is a bill that, unless you are cited for an accident while you're 16 or 17, it does not go against your record and could possibly keep you from driving until you're 18 years old. Current law says if you're involved in an accident, whether you're at fault or not, you get a letter in your file, 2 letters in your file, and all of a sudden you can't drive till you're 18. So this bill says you have to be cited for an accident. So it stops people from being parked alongside the road, somebody hits them, and then they're all of a sudden getting a letter in their file for an accident they really had nothing to do with. Good bill, and it has been voted off the House floor and is on its way to the Senate. Another bill is the Methow Valley bill, as we call it here, and it allows TV reflector sites to utilize their buildings on top of mountains to put emergency radio equipment in and use those buildings for emergency radio equipment. Little bill that we've tried to get through last year. I don't think the Senate understood it, so we've been working with the Senate this year trying to educate them on what that bill does. So those 3 have moved on, but I want to talk about one of my bills that had a hearing last week that I was kind of surprised I got a hearing as quick as I did, and then the bill got voted out. And that's the bill that would disband DSHS, break it up into 4 smaller agencies that we think would be more manageable and more accountable. The bill got a hearing in State Government Committee. At the end of the hearing, the chair leaned over to me and said, I would very much like it if we would exec this bill or vote this bill out of committee and get this bill in the process and get it moving. So the bill had a vote after the hearing in committee, and it passed out of committee unanimously and now is on its way, as I understand it, to one of the environmental health committees that deals with DSHS. So the bill is moving through the process. Just so you know, that is a truly bipartisan bill. There are 16 Democrats that have signed the bill and 17 Republicans that have signed the bill. So 33 of the 98 House members have signed the bill, half of them being Democrats. So it's kind of an interesting bill that has really picked up some steam over in Olympia, and I look forward to watching it go through the process. Other issues that we are talking about at length are transportation. We are dealing with the viaduct, funding of the 520 floating bridge and the new construction thereof, talking about tolling issues, where we can implement tolling, where we shouldn't implement tolling. So we have a lot of things going on in Olympia right now, and it's a pleasure, as always, to represent you from the 12th Legislative District. This is Mike Armstrong, your state representative.